I want to go home. If you...
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet ever since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel, but you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. He requires proper treatment. I am caring for him as best I can. I beg only for your patience. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to take him home with you instead. Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery. Of course, I would be sure to visit him as oft as I am able.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray, bring my son back to health.
I will look after him. I swear it. Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? I suppose you must be a visitor. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Elena. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient in particular we cannot afford to run out of. You would procure it yourself? I am grateful beyond words, sir. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always short on helping hands. Your aid is most appreciated, sir. May your search prove fruitful.
Tell is, miasmite can be harvested from phantoms. Monsters that wander the world at night.
Yes, of course. I see it now.
Yes, sir. Ah, forgive me. I had assumed you were here to bring me some miasmite, as we discussed. If that's not the case, you will have to excuse me. There's much to be done, and too few hands to do it. Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds directly. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? Would you care to accompany me? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived. An unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there. Help me. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. And now he's... Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
I must be grateful. At least I have a full belly.
I spend my days in quiet reflection. This is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low.
Each of our patients deserves our full attention. Would that we had more hands to aid us.
My prayers will surely be rewarded in the hereafter. A moment's prayer can do a world of good. This is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low.
I need it. I need it. I need more medicine!
Oh, someone help me. Jahan? Bruno, where have you gone?
This is generally used as a
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles. She gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeared for them.
Nice place, this. I'm in no hurry to
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has a secret, 'tis the abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. You've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, it must be the abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the Sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
Indeed, you are correct. How might we end?
A moment's prayer can do a world of good. A moment's prayer can do a world of good.
Excuse me?
What to make of this?
This is more than I can bear.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Sets my thoughts down dark paths. Any loose coin about? Enough to make you rich. Your odd desire for the beauty.
Interested in my wares? Well met. This here's the sanctuary of tipplers and merrymakers alike. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Impressive. Go on, have a look.
I fear I've no wisdom to offer. It's been a hard day.
Interested in my wares?
Wonder how long this job's supposed to last.
I'll serve with redoubled vigor this day. I've found some materials we could use to enhance our equipment. You can view their location on the map.
Lady Elena's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to full health. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched o'er me through it all, bless her. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy, filled with the moaning of the sick. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the state of those assembled. I'm sure I was moaning too.
Elena? Ah, yes. The Abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must admit, I've always felt there's something off about her. You see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker and sicker till I was certain death would come for me. In the end, I survived, but methinks I was one of the lucky few. So many died down there. And once, I saw her, the abbess, meeting with a strange man. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. And he gave her something small in return. You'd think 'twere medicine, but I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. He had the look of a scoundrel about him. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis well suspicious, eh? Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter, and always a night, as I recall.
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Splendid.
Why is my luck so rotten?
Isn't there anything to do around here?
Life can be tiring even if you've no troubles.
Can't we make our own way?
The patients in this room must not be disturbed. Leave this place at once.
Off to market I go.
Yes, Master.
Places such as this ought to be protected.
I have noticed that the abbess goes out every night without fail. Perhaps you could wait for her to leave and slip into the basement sick room then.
Mayhap 'twould serve us well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
Right you are.
Truthfully,
I shall do as you say.
No one is bothered with a wretch like me. So dull when there's nothing doing.
The things I could do with an old scarf full of gold.
I've need of a new skill.
As I recall, the abbess met with that strange man a night, in the square that lies in the eastern part of the common quarter. The two shared a few whispered words, and I heard them say aught about staying quiet. 'Tis well suspicious, eh?
Aye, that Lady Elena is a goodly person. A right saint. I owe her my good health, I do.
Whatever it is, I'll have to hear it another time.
I don't like it here. I want to go home.
Must be
I never know. butchering's a grand way to wind up a cadaver.
I could do with a few more hours. What should I do?
Oh!
We are never truly alone. Heavens watch over us. Not to look forward to, but a long day of work.
My legs are stiff as boards after training.
Here.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phasus is like to be in your debt. Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith. 'Tis simple for me to extract what I require.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not be seen here with you.
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's your special medicine.
Glad we understand each other. Till next time.
Aye, be seeing you.
This is not the first we've heard of Lord Phasus. What could his aim be, I wonder?
I know not what to make of this.
That went as well as we might have hoped. Let us cast our eyes about and analyze the situation.
Peruse at your left, sir.
Greetings. Faring well, I hope.
All this worrying's giving me an achy back.
I worked hard today.
Aye? In need of a doctor, are you? What's this you're giving me? Oh, I see. You want me to run some sort of test on this? Determine what manner of substance 'tis? Interesting. Well, you've certainly piqued my curiosity. Whatever your reasons, I'll take a look. Naturally, I'll need a bit of time with it. Come back again in... oh, I don't know. Later.
Let me think on this.
If I could, I'd never leave.
Why? Peruse at your left, sir.
At least I have my life. That's something.
Apart from my joints, I've naught to complain of. Might as well take a look while you're here, eh? Many thanks.
tired. I barely slept a wink.
Got to press on. There's much needs doing.
Ah, there you are. You've come at a good time. I've just finished running those tests. I must ask, where did you acquire that concoction? 'Tis a fell thing you got there. To be plain, 'tis more poison than physic. It has the potential to heal one's ailment, certainly. But only if they could survive long enough, which isn't likely. Worse still, it has addictive properties that are likely to cause the patient to become dependent on its deadly effects. I say patient, but I should hope whoever made this did not intend it as a method of treatment. You'd have to be well and truly mad to attempt such a thing. Worse still, it has addictive properties that are likely to cause the patient to become dependent on its deadly effects. I say patient, but I should hope whoever made...
Suppose I'm
I
tired.
keep feeling eyes in the back of my head.
All this worrying's giving me an achy back.
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh?
Always another errand to see to.
I'm in no hurry to leave.
Slow and steady gets the job done.
Always gotta be... The thick of things be.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
Take a better mind than mine to solve this.
Oi! Who's there?
Places such as this ought to be protected.
Is there aught I can help you with, sir? Oh, if you're looking for Lubomir, his condition deteriorated to the point that he had to be moved to the basement sick room. He's not allowed visitors, I'm afraid, not even family. Even we're not allowed to go see him. No need to worry, though. The Abbess is tending to him personally. She'll nurse him back to full health, I'm sure of it.
I will use this opportunity to gather my strength.
A moment's prayer can do a world of good.
What are you doing?
Unhand me this instant.
Many thanks for your assistance in this matter. Elena is being questioned as we speak. Suffice to say, your testimony, combined with the evidence you've procured, have cast a great deal of suspicion upon the Abbess that she isn't like to shake. Pray have this, sir. 'Tis your reward for aiding us in our duty to this city.
I don't mind a bit of danger.
And I fear this trial is too much for one such as me. I can make no sense of this.
This is a place of prayer. Do
Chaos in the world begins with chaos of the mind. I fear this trial is too much.
Oh, heavens above! What are we to do? 'Twas you, wasn't it? You took the abyss from us. How could you do this? The acts she committed were unforgivable. This I cannot deny. But what do you expect will befall the rest of us in her absence? Without the abyss, we cannot possibly attend to all our patients. Without her guidance, I... Forgive me. 'Twas an improper thing to say in light of the lives taken so unjustly. I will do what I can, but I fear I cannot attend to everyone here. I can make no sense of this. I can make no sense of this. I fear this trial is too much for one such as me.
Let me get that.
Hope this job plays out better than the last.
Peruse at your pleasure.
What shall I do today?
What? You had the abbess arrested? Why, she's the Lady Saint, isn't she? Ah, of course. That's why you had me look at that mixture. Well, I'll have naught more to do with this, thank you. In fact, I rather wish you hadn't involved me to begin with. But I suppose I could be persuaded to change my mind. Don't look at me like that. If you want my services, 'twill cost you. That's how the world works. I'll require a significant donation if I'm to alleviate the effects of that so-called medicine. See? That wasn't so difficult, was it? You'll find that I'm happy to aid those in need, so long as I get my dues.
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh? Wait for your equipment to come in.
But a long day of work.
I always seem to fly when I'm here.
I'm dead on my feet.
Maybe I'll have a look.
Reckon your road's been a long one. No trade towns can make you right sick of
Pleasure doing business with you.
Reckon your road's been a long... Trade towns can make you right sick of crowds.
A good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the morrow.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
'Tis you. You can't know how grateful I am to you. I could feel death's hand at my throat, and that horrid abyss urging it to choke the life out of me. But owing to your aid, here I am, feeling myself again. Truly, sir, I cannot thank you enough.
Good tidings, sir. A doctor has come, Sir Radcliffe. He's been tending to our patients, and I'm thrilled to say that their condition is much improved. He's even instructed us on how to care for them properly. I am eternally grateful for his aid. We were in desperate need of guidance, you know. But when I told him as much, he said to save my thanks for you. I know not what transpired, but thank you, nevertheless. Though we have no doubt lost favor in the people's eyes, I shall strive to earn it back.
I hoped you might make use of this.
My body feels as light as a feather. That Radcliffe knows his trade.
Medicine? I've no need for it. My mind feels clearer than it has in days.